Hello, my name is Joe Slepcha. Today I'll be teaching you how to use Frameset and iFrame in HTML. So, before I talk about Frameset and iFrame, so I've designed this page. This first page is designed with the help of Frameset, and the other one is I've designed with the help of iFrame. So here, when I click on the link, here in the frame, the YouTube video is loaded. So we will learn how to embed YouTube video also. So we can click on any of the links, the YouTube video will be loaded, and you can even play and you can watch that YouTube video. Alright, so let's first discuss what is Frameset. For this lesson, I prefer to this website, tutorialspoint.com. So here we get all the definitions and disadvantages and how do we create frames, Frameset. So let's go through this quickly. So HTML frames are used to divide your browser windows into multiple sections where each section can load a separate HTML document. So what does this mean? Means, see here we have our page, the entire page. So we can divide that page into rows or into columns. Then in each column or each rows we can put the other HTML file. Okay, so a collection of frames in the browser window is known as Frameset. The window is divided into frames. In a similar way, the tables are organized into rows and columns. So as I've already told you, this is rows and this is columns. It is exactly actually like the table which we have learned before, but to create this is a little bit different. Alright, but in Frameset what we can do is we cannot write our own code and put something here in the Frameset. What Frameset is just used to display the different pages which you have already created, put them in one page and display them all together. Alright, and the disadvantage, let's see the disadvantage before we write a Frameset program. There are few drawbacks with using frames, so it never recommends you to use frames in your web pages. Actually, people seldom use this Frameset, but also it is good for you to know we have the facility to use Frameset also. Some smaller devices cannot cope with the frames, like mobile devices or the smaller devices won't be able to divide the page because the screen is already very small. Sometimes your page will be displayed differently on different computers due to different screen resolutions. Because of the screen resolution also it matters. In my computer it is displaying like this, maybe in your computer it might display differently, so that time do not get surprised. Okay, the browser back button might not work as the user hopes. So when you use Frameset, see what happens to the back button out here. It's disabled. You won't be able to use the back button. Right? There are still few browsers that do not support frame technology. Some of the browsers, when you use frame, it will say that it is not supported, or the page entirely won't be displayed. Alright, so how do we create frames? To create frames we have to use Frameset tag, which is very important. This is the Frameset tag. And then after that, one thing we have to remember is we cannot have the body tag when we are using Frameset. Instead of body, we have to use Frameset. Alright, so if you use Frameset as well as if you use body, and within the body if you use Frameset, then your program is not going to work. Nothing will be displayed. So that also we will check when we are writing the program. So we will begin how to create this by writing a program. First thing you have to remember, that is before you write a Frameset program, because Frameset is just used to combine different HTML documents or HTML pages and display in one page. So you have to have this page called first, second and third. So if you do not have this page, you can create the page first, then after that you can start writing the program, which I'm going to do now. Alright, so let's open Notepad. So after we create Notepad, so let's first begin with HTML. close HTML, then head, title. So here I will write Frameset example, title, head. Okay, so actually it's, you can write it like this, so it will look much clear. Okay, one thing we discussed that time, let's go back to the website here quickly. So here when you are creating frames, to use the frame on the page we use Frameset tag instead of the body. So whenever you are writing the Frameset tag, we cannot write body. If you write body, then your Frameset program is not going to work. Alright, so make sure that you write body, then after you write Frameset instead of body tag. So let's write here frame set. Then after that, now we have a page here. See, let's go back to our page, and when we see this page here, see the page has been divided into 2 columns, or here 2 rows and 2 columns. So how to do this? Let's try to divide this page into 2 columns. So after Frameset we have to write COLS calls equals to 50%, not 505 comma 50%, right? Then after that you close the Frameset. So our page has been divided into 2 columns, 50% and 50%. Alright, vertically. First column, what do you want to put? So here we have to write first frame, frame src equals to, so I have a page which I already told you that first.htm. Now here I am writing htm because when I was saving the file I just had written HTML. Actually there are 2 ways of saving HTML file. Either you can write HTML or .html, both works the same way. But if you have written HTML, make sure that here you write HTML, not HTML. Okay, but if you write HTML, then you have to write HTML, otherwise the page will not be added. Okay, so frame, close the frame, then you just copy this and paste it again. Then you can write here second.htm. Frameset where it is divided in 2 columns. In the first frame I've added first HTML which has already been created, and the second HTML which has also already been created. So let's save this. Frameset example.html. So let's save this. Let's go back to the folder where we have saved this. So Frameset example. So let's open this. See our pages added out here. In the first column we have first page, and in the second column we have second page. Okay, see, but here they can resize. We can disable this also if you want to. Okay, since here I am not able to resize it, it will be nice if they cannot play with your page, otherwise it will look horrible. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. It's pretty simple. Frameset. Okay, then divide it into columns. Then in the first column put this with help of frame attribute, with help of frame tag, you add the first page, and with the help of another frame you add the second page. Okay, when we go back out here, the design is a little bit different. So here first actually we have first divided it into 2 rows. In the first row we have 2 columns, but in the second row we have just 1 column, something like merge cells. So okay, so how to do this, we will learn that. Okay, so before I write divide it into 2 columns, first I will write here frame set rows. First I will divide it into rows. Again it is divided, there are 2 rows, so it's 50%, 50%, 50%. Okay, you can divide it into 3, you can divide it into 4, so it's totally up to you what do you want to do. Then after that, in the first row I have this another frame set, and that has been divided into 2 columns, and the first page and the second page is added. So first I created 2 rows. So in the first page I have again divided into 2 columns and added this first and added this second. Now in the second row, what I have to do is I have to add this third page. So how to do this? Let's go back to the notepad. So first row is done, and for the second row, so let's add, first I will close the main Frameset. I might forget it later on, so might not work. Okay, so then again I will add another Frameset for the second row, and I will not divide it into columns or rows. If you want to divide it into rows, then you can use the attribute calls or rows again, and you can put different forms. It's totally up to you, but since in my design it's not there, so I will just leave it blank. Okay, so frame set. So I will close this frame set. The last frame set is this one. This one is closing out here. Okay, this is closing here and this is closing here. So make sure that you close all the frame set so that it works properly. So in that I'll have to add third page. So write frame frame src equals to, I have already created the page called third.ht. There's no L, so htm, and close the frame. So let's save it, go back to our page, and this is our page for the time being. Here let's refresh it. See, now it's looking exactly like this, except they have the facility out here so that they can increase or decrease the size of the page, which I'm not liking it. So what I want to do is I want to disable this. So very simple. One thing you have to add out here is border equals to, right, 0. Save it. So this is the main frame set, so all the border will be removed. Alright, otherwise you can do here border equals to 0, border equals to 0. You can do it separately also, but since if I use this in the outer one, the main frame set, then the border of all the frame set will be removed. So let's go back and refresh it. So now our page is ready. So when you click on this, this was the link which we have created that time. So see, you can click on that. So each page will work differently. Okay, so this is Frameset. This is how we create Frameset in the program. I hope you enjoyed and you also give it a try, but make sure that you have 3 different pages designed before using this Frameset. And the second thing which you have to remember is, do not include body out here. If you write body out here and let's see, close the body, let's save it, go back to our page and refresh it, your page will vanish. It will not work. So when you are working with the Frameset, you cannot add body. And the other thing is, other disadvantages of one of the disadvantages of Frameset is, now if you want to add something in the page, you are not allowed to add. Either you go to first page and add something there, you go to second page, add something there, but in the page itself you cannot add anything. Okay. Alright, now we'll be creating iFrame. The full form of iFrame is inline frame. Actually it's completely different from the Frameset, because the Frameset we cannot do anything in our page. We can just combine them and combine the different pages and display in one page. But in iFrame, what we can do is we can make the frame in our page, and we can display the different pages. We can connect them in our page, and we can even write or add or do something in our page also. Okay, so like let's say for example, I have this page out here. So suppose if I want to add my paragraph, I can add the paragraph. If I want to add the title here, heading, I can add the heading also. And then after that I can create a iframe, which is actually the rectangular box, or you can create a square box also with the help of height and width attribute. And then after that, within that you can put another page, or you can put another websites, or you can put the videos, as I have done here in this page, as I've already shown it to you at the beginning. When I click on this is my frame where the video is loaded. The video is from the YouTube, and see, when you click on that, so we will learn how to do this. Okay, let's begin writing the program. So open notepad again, then let's begin writing the program. So it's HTML again, and then head, title I inline frame example. So I'll close the title, I'll close the head, and then let's start. Now we have to have the body, because we can create the content according to our wish out here, and even include the frame also. This is actually completely different from the frame set. So let's first write here h2. I'm just giving the heading things to do after lockdown. Let's write this much for the time being, and let's save it, and let's give the name iFrame example .html, not QL. Save it, and go back to our page, and then iFrame example, refresh it, open it, go back. So this is our page. Alright, so now what we do is, out here I want to add the frame where I can include the other page which I've created, or you can even include the websites, or you can even include the videos. So first we will learn how to include the website. Alright, so let's include our school website out here. In the first we'll put the frame, and we will put the school website. Let's see how to do it. Okay, so after this just write iFrame. Alright, then you use src. Src is same like in iFrame also. In the frame you're writing source to include what do you want to include. So what I will include out here is https colon / twice secnorthpoint.com. So you have to have the facility to display their page. Okay, otherwise if you do not have the facility, then the page won't be displayed. First you need to get the permission from the website, since I have given the permission to the website so that you can include it in the iFrame. So we will be able to display easily our website. So then let's just close this much only. Let's add this much for the time being. Let's save it. Let's go back to our page, and let's refresh it. See, the frame is added, and within the frame our school website is also added. So now if you want to include, see, automatically the scroll bar, everything is added with the help of this iFrame. Alright, so iFrame. Then after that I want to increase this height and width. So height height equals to, let's say, 500 pixel, and then width equals to, let's say, 600 pixel. Okay, so let's make this 650. Refresh it. See, this is how our school web pages loaded. So now only this websites, we can even include our own page also. Instead of doing that, instead of giving the link to the website, suppose, like, let's say for example, you can add here first.html also. You can add your own page also, since it's not L, as I already told you that if you write L, it's not going to work. Okay, so let's refresh it. Our first page is also added. Okay, and then after that, see, you have the option. So you want to create another paragraph, and you want to write hello world, and then you can write close the paragraph tag, refresh it. So let's say you have to close the iFrame, since it is the content tag, so everything is included in iFrame. Alright, so let's go back and refresh it. Let's go back. Hello world is also added out here. So as you can add photos, you can add image, and then after that you can create another frame, and you can add your own page also. I hope you got the point what I'm trying to say out here. Alright, so let's delete this for the time being. And then after that, one thing I just wanted to mention out here is you can write something within the iFrame tag, so that sometimes some of the browser it doesn't support iFrame. If it doesn't support iFrame, whatever you write out here within the iFrame tag, like let's say for example, yes, oops, oh, oops, your browser does not support the or this content. Okay, so if the browser does not support this content, this message will be displayed. If it supports, then the frame, whatever we write here in the frame, that will be displayed. Alright, so this is how we use iFrame. But our main motive is to create, as I've already promised, we have to create this page. So let's first refresh. When we are refreshing the page, here I've used so many things. The first thing that when loading, what is displayed out here is the Google map. So I've used here Google map. So let's try to use this Google map first, and let's remove the content what we have done for the time being. Let's delete this, let's delete it. Okay, good. So how to get the Google map? You can get your own Google map also. So go to Google, then type Google map. Okay, then open this Google map, then you can type here. So here I've already typed, so it's already saved, so you can type your address. Alright, so when you type your address, it is the map is displayed out here. Then click on this share option, and then after that click on this embed. Actually what we are doing is we are embedding the, see, when you're clicking on embed, your iFrame will get automatically. So here you can copy the HTML, or you can just click on that and you can just Control C, press Control C, then you can just close this for the time being. Come here and you can just paste it out here. It's quite long, the address is quite long, so you cannot remove even one number or dot from there, otherwise your map is not going to work. Okay, so iFrame SRC, this is the long address. Then after that, here width is 600, height is 450, frame border is 0. Okay, so what is this frame border? Let's see this. Then the style border equals to 0. This we can just delete this, and then let's go back and refresh it. Yes, so now we can see the page, but the problem is here the width is very small. It should be here we have full screen. So what we can do out here, it's very simple. What I will change out here is, instead of 600, I will say width 100%. Okay, and you can change the height also if you want to change the height. So let's go back and refresh, and I say width 100%. So it's full, but here at the side there are some spaces out here. How to remove this we will learn a little bit later. Okay, for the time being, actually leave it like this only. Good. Now what we need to do is we need to add the link. Alright, so when we are adding the link, before we add the link, one thing you have to add out here, that is the attribute. Give the name equals to, what do you want to see is main frame. So like when we are creating input tags, that time we added name to each and every tag. So same like that here also I'm adding name equals to main frame. Why I'm adding that is, afterwards when I'm creating a link, when I click on that, okay, the video of this, instead of let's say for example this map, the video of YouTube should come here. Alright, so that is why what happens is we have to give the name and we have to call the name. So let's save this for the time being. Let's refresh it. Okay, so everything is fine. Now what I will be doing out here is I will be creating I'll just write BR tag, then I'll write h1, then things to do after the lockdown. Okay, so let's close h1. Let's see how does it look. things to do after the lockdown. Yes, and good. It's almost looking like this only, but you can edit, you can do something which you will learn after some time. Good. Then after that, let's see BR again. Then after that, I will create ordered list, which we have already learned how to create that. Okay. And then after that, let's create list. First list. Then here, let's say swimming. Then here, let's say what are the things we have added out here? Amazing skiing. Okay, amazing skiing. And then after that, let's add another list, li. Then let's see extreme surfing. Let's go to the notepad. Let's add this out here. Let's refresh it. So it's also added, but now it is not a link. You cannot click this unless it is a link. You won't be able to click. So how to make this a link? As we have already learned how to create a link in our first and second page. So the same thing we'll be doing out here is I'll be just adding out here href, okay, equals to. Now what I'm going to do there is I'm going to give the link. So first thing what I'll be doing is I'll be giving first.htm, the page which I already have, so I'll give the link to that. And then after that here add the attribute target equals to, then one thing you have to understand out here, what name you gave it to this iframe that time. We gave the name mainframe. So this is very, very important. So please make sure that you give the same name in the target of this a tag out here. So here give the same name. Alright, then after that just close the a tag. So save it. Let's go back and refresh it. So now here, assuming now it becomes clickable, when I click on that the page is loaded. So similarly you can even add the page, the video of the YouTube also. So let's see YouTube video, and then let's click on this for the time being. So you don't have to worry about all those. Click here on share option, okay, and that share there is an embed, something like Google Map which we have added that time. So click on this embed option, then it will give you this entire iframe, all the address it will give you. Just copy this, okay. Then after that you can just come back here. Then I'm just going to do what here is, I'll just paste it. Pretty long, so I just want this source part. So I'll just copy this, and instead of this first.html, what I'll be doing is I'll be pasting that link out here. And let's delete this. It's pretty long, so let's delete this. Let's save it. Let's go back and let's refresh our page. Oh, this is the page which we have already created. Let's refresh this page. Alright, and when you click on this, see the YouTube video is been displayed out here. Similarly, add a tag out here and give the link. Then after that make sure that you give the target mainframe, and then same thing do it here also, give another link. Okay, so to get the link I'll just show you again quickly. Go to YouTube, then after that here there's a share option, click on share, then click on embed, then you copy this. From here you will get the source http. Actually we need this particular part only at the time, okay. Or you want to display the entire page out here in our page, so what we can do is we can just go embed and then copy this. So let's close it. Let's go back to our page. Okay, after this UL, let's paste the entire thing out here. Okay, No need to do anything, just save it. Then after that, go back to your page, refresh your page. See, you can add the video audio like that also. So this is how we use iFrame in our program. So iFrame is also used to display the different pages, different HTML documents or different websites, okay, in our page, so that it becomes clear, so that it is easier for us. You don't have to go to the YouTube to watch your video. You upload your video on YouTube, then after that you can give the link and you can display it in your page. So I hope you learned how to create this HTML frame set and HTML iFrame. If you have any problem, okay, you can always email me. You already know my email address. If you do not understand anything, just mail it to me. I will try and answer as soon as possible. Thank you.